that means we can go over pretty much any of the games we need to see. So, tell me what's going on with your gameplay.
Okay, so basically we had a session around the end of the March. I started playing ADC around the beginning of the March. Before that, I was playing like three seasons as a support.
Yep.
So yeah, a little bit of change to try to do something else. After the first one, the idea was mostly focus on CSing, better CSing actually, not fighting within the minions at the lane phase, and then kind of trying to snowball into late game, middle game.
Mm-hmm.
So more or less, I guess I'm a little bit better in that area. And at that point, it's kind of I'm still losing more than winning.
Interesting.
And it's better when, for example, I'm playing with a support who is a friend of mine and who knows how to play support more or less. Like so, it's still kind of really reliable on the teammates. On either I'm playing solo queue with people I don't know and crazy things happened, or I play with somebody who at least know a little bit more how to play. It's still silver 4, I guess, on this account. I also
So,
play on the second account on the silver 3, but that kind of doesn't change much.
mhm. So when you win games, what tends to happen, and when you lose games, what tends to happen?
Okay, when I win games, especially if you see those statistics here, I usually have a lot of assists, not that much kills. So it looks like I'm support in those games, more or less. Kind of, I'm not taking the kills, although I'm kind of fed at this point. Have a lot of gold, so I'm good. I'm doing good than just going to the lanes, farming, and then buying items. Although I don't have much impact on the damage dealt in those games, where usually people complain during the games or after the games. Yeah, I'm in DC, I should make more damage, although I don't. When I lose games, it's usually kind of two deaths, and then I have no impact on the game, even trying to be really defensive. Playing defensive,
Interesting.
it's usually hard to get back to the game.
Okay, let's take a look then. Which one of these do you wanna look at? What do you
I
think?
think we can start with this 10-10-10 because it's a kind of game where the beginning and the middle was kind of okay. They're kind of I was farming, having advantage on the line, and then I guess some issues with decision making, like in the late game, for example, not fighting where I should be fighting. Kind of If
Mm-hmm.
you
Okay.
check them, you will probably see.
So I think we're probably going to be looking more at fighting at this kind
Okay,
of rank because
okay,
there tends to be so much more fighting than anything else going on. Like, look at this, what's already going on
yeah,
from like
yeah,
from
yeah.
like what we're watching already, right? So that'll always, I think that's going to be a big focus in terms of what we'll be watching today, right?
Yep.
Because from what I've seen since March, I think the common denominator in most of the lower ranked games is just 24/7 fighting, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
happening all the time. So I'm sure we'll be able to see what's going on here. So tell me what's going on here. After
Okay.
you guys are pushing them in.
Okay, so here my support's kind of getting suicidal because we cannot do anything under their towers because there's Zara which can stun me and I cannot do any damage at her and she's easily taking damage to me. So I'm trying to be behind, like stay away from the fighting as much as I can. And yeah, the Brown is getting low, so now he's kind of dead and I cannot do anything about it.
So what's happening with
It's
our
also my mana is low. I was using rockets to push the lane too much.
what happened? What happened to these zaps? Tell me about this. Because yes, your Braum shouldn't be eating free damage, right? But what are we doing here that makes it kind of impossible for us to do anything later? Like what do we use our zap on here?
It happened in this game a few times. I don't know why. I was kind of trying to stun Zara, but I just didn't take the consideration that the minion's gonna get into the way and I won't be able to hit her.
Right. Same thing here.
Same
Right.
here, yeah.
So the big idea with a lot of fighting at this rank is you use your abilities and you hit someone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Every time you miss is kind of some kind of like fighting mistake, right? Because if you miss, you're just automatically losing the fight. right?
Mm-hmm.
So say for example, we miss here and then they go in on your Braum, which is what happens. How come we can't
Yeah,
use our traps, right? For
I
example.
could have saved him here just by placing traps on their way, and
Right, exactly. And then the next thing we're gonna get into is when do we I guess how come we're running here? I guess is the idea.
uh, because I don't think I can do any damage here without him, and when the Braum is kind of it would be like 1v2 because he cannot do anything more at this point.
So when he cues Tristana, can
Mm-hmm.
you hit her?
I probably could try to catch the stun of his Q, although I was not thinking about it. I was thinking like, okay, let's not die here and live to another fight.
Okay, that's fair. It's just that in this kind of situation when they're chasing super hard like this and they kind of are not quite getting good value after their ability. This is how you can kind of win fights, right? Is
It might
if
be
you land
also
all
the
your ability.
jungler. It
Say
might be
again?
also the jungler somewhere
Well,
healed because they are chasing too much and kind of
well, you see,
there's no reason that.
you see, Kane is dead, right? So
Ah, okay,
the jungler is actually
yeah,
not here.
true,
And then
true.
this is worded too, right? So if he
Mm-hmm.
had to come for some kind of gank, it'd have to be from behind you guys, which would be like, oh yeah, then we probably have to leave. But um, when you're in a kind of kiting situation, you can always, if it's safe to do so, you can kind of hit them while you're running away, right? But
Mm-hmm.
let's say maybe we don't know that, then it's fine to run if we're not sure, right? Because maybe we're like, oh, this is 1v2, it's not working, right? I think that's fine then. The big idea though is you just had no mana
Mm-hmm. Yep.
or cooldowns. It's like you definitely could have won if you had your trap and your zap, right?
Okay.
But you just do not have enough mana for anything except for like one zap, right? So that's kind of the issue. Is if you use abilities and you're not hitting anyone, it's not good, right? This zap was really good on Zara. Would say good because you hit someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at this Tristana jump, for example, right? How good was this Tristana jump?
Yeah, she was not even making any damage to Braum, I guess.
Right, so that's how you know that he's just gonna walk away, right? Right, they didn't slow him, so it basically missed, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest concepts I think to get in the habit of is when you're using abilities, right? It always has to be good value. Okay, always.
Okay.
Like, oh no, no exceptions, right? How do you know this W is good? How do you know?
If I hit her,
So if you hit her, what happens? She takes
uh,
like some damage, some form of damage, and is slowed,
yeah,
and then you have no mana. So is it worth?
uh, I guess she won't be that much aggressive. That was my kind of way of thinking. Maybe I will scare farming wave a little bit easier, kind of.
Right, but how do you know it's good value? Right, even if you hit her, that's the thing. Is that you have to be able to reason it out. Right.
That I can
Let's
follow
say
it up. That I can kill her, for example. Is
right.
this
But in this
okay?
example, you have no mana for Q, right?
Okay.
So the idea is kind of if you can't explain why it was good, then that's how you know it
Okay.
wasn't good, right? So something like
Okay.
using Zap on a stun target, right? You can't miss, for example, and you hit them their back line. You say Zap is good value, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you say something like, "Oh, we auto canceled it, and it was guaranteed because they were stunned, and we hit it on a high value target," right? The difference between zapping like their Braum versus their Ash is different, right? Because the value on Ash is better, right? So when we talk about like using abilities for a good value, it's kind of you want to think along those lines, right? Every time you
Okay.
use an ability, it's got to be good, right? That's kind of how you can win fights at this rank, like always, because they will always. You see what Tristan is doing, right? They will always do this, right? Everyone's doing the same thing at this rank, so in order to kind of be better than these people, this is what you do, right? So tell me the value of her bomb here.
Uh, Probably she's trying to like push the lane onto under the. They can kind of harass me.
So there are kind
But
of three outcomes when we talk about value, right? So one is positive, it was good, right?
mm-hmm.
One is average, so zero, not too good, right? And then the last one is negative, right? It was a waste, so you don't have it, and you lost mana, right? So in terms of think about those three outcomes. How is this Tristana bomb? What do you think?
I guess kind of no, like zero. because she could have used it later on me. For example, when I'm the tower to get more damage.
Right.
And right now it's just only kind of pushing the wave.
Right. Definitely not positive, and we would actually say this is negative.
Okay.
Right? Because
Why?
it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything, right? What did it do?
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah.
She
The minion
stacked the
was
bomb. She stacked the
yeah.
bomb on a minion, and the explosion didn't hit anything.
True.
So it didn't do anything, right? So that's kind of what we want to avoid when we're playing League of Legends. Building good habits with our abilities, right? Never use it unless you know it's good, right?
Okay.
That's kind of building the habit that you're making sure everything you use is always good. Okay, that's the habit we want to build, because if you don't, then something like this, something random like that will happen, right? Like the amount of zaps we've thrown, for example, would happen, right? That's always the first thing when it comes to fighting, right? Right here we're just trying to farm on the tower, sure. We just have no mana because of all the zaps from earlier, which is kind of awkward. Oh no, we're dying here. We're actually dead here, right? So what happened here?
I was low instead of going back was not an option, because then they would probably damage the turret a lot. Brown was AFK for a minute or two, I guess, or a few seconds. So then, yeah, they just simply dived me.
So what's the idea behind this? How do we?
Yeah.
What should we have done better?
If I would have mana, I would be able to, for example, trap her here, and that would be a kill. Or zap her, trap her. Yeah.
Okay, kind of related, but one thing we're gonna talk about is what we're starting with items, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we start with?
You mean what I started with?
Right. What should we start with? Item wise.
Probably the shield, Durant
Right.
shield.
Durant shield, right? So you have a call. Almost never getting call. So basically never, right? Is what I would recommend. But that's only like part of the problem, right? The other part is, what happened here when you're trying to last hit on the tower?
Yeah, I got caught by Zara.
So what's the solution?
Either I should be moving or just simply leaving those minions to die.
Right. One option is stay out of range, but that's kind of painful because you miss all these minions. And the other is you can pretend to get these and wait until she misses. Right. And then you can go, right? Because getting hit is the worst case scenario, right? And then and of course they just kill us because we have no HP, right? So that's kind of the idea of how can we prevent them getting good value on their abilities, right? Because what was the value of her snare? What do you think? Was it negative? Was it 0? Was it positive?
Again, I guess negative.
Her snare, when she snared you under tower?
Sorry, snare is a Zyra stun, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so it was kind of opening for Tristana to kill me.
So was the value on her root, positive?
Yeah,
I would say it's definitely positive, right? She killed someone, right? So that's kind of how is how do you know it was good? Oh, she killed someone, right? So that's what about this Kane gank? What was this positive, average, or 0?
Yeah, completely negative because they are out of line and cannot follow.
It didn't do anything, right? So it's kind of strange, right? That's how you know it wasn't good. It just didn't do anything, right? So I think that would be one of the focuses we'll be seeing today is kind of how can we get a value out of our abilities, right? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, this guy is fucking dying. So
and probably get to actually not using any ability, even less than I'm doing it right now.
Right. Like
not use them at all.
Yeah. Why would I say don't use this zap here?
Well, I got a chance not to hit her. There was a chance not to hit her, but I was pretty sure she's gonna be trying to go to the right side. Stana was there, so it would be safer for her to go that direction. Right.
So here's the idea. If this wasn't you, okay, and you saw this at like a casino, and they're like, okay, you guys are gonna take bets on this. What are the chances Jinx hits his zap? What do you think? Would you bet on this?
Yeah, no.
I would not bet on this either, right? It's just
Okay.
you know, what's stopping you from walking up and using it point blank if you really needed to hit it?
Okay, the second idea was if she would go left, then the Graves would catch her, so it would be kind of win-win situation. Even if I won't catch her with the zap, she's like kind of dead. Okay, she might have a flash, so she might have a flash over the wall, but if she's not doing that, then she probably has her flash on the cooldown, I guess.
Right. So why? Okay. So that's not bad. That's not bad reasoning, right? But let's say you wait 3 seconds. What's the difference?
I might miss actually, or she might stun me just to like kind of stop me from following.
Wait, but if you hold on to your zap and she
Mm-hmm.
throws a root at you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then can't you sidestep? Okay.
My mechanics are probably not that good at the
Let's
moment,
pretend
so
she doesn't have a root and it's just like a moving target dummy. Okay,
then
and the
I would
target.
simply E and zap her kind of, or E or wait to zap her. So yeah, it
Right,
would be
we'll
more
kind of wait until it's guaranteed, right? Kind of
okay.
wait until guaranteed value is the kind of idea, right? Like say for example, how do you know these traps are going to be good? Because you know she has to walk this way,
Yep.
right? But then even then, you can even say something like, "We'll save it even longer," right? Maybe Brahm's gonna auto attack her, and then you stun her, and then that's again, you know, they literally can't do anything, right?
Okay.
It's kind of the big idea we're gonna be going for. I think is when fighting, you need to make sure it's good value, right? Like say, look at this zap for example, right? Is the same thing, right? Is
Okay, this zap was like trying to check if there's something in the bush to make
okay.
sure we can attack the tower. We won't die here. Just kind of like to
So
know if
in
yeah.
this example, you know, what if they're standing in this part of the bush?
Okay, that that is a cane, so it would be more probable he to be
Right. So
there. Although still, it's kind of a little bit of safety after doing it. Okay, he was there actually.
here's the problem: is that you know we just, I think we kind of have negative value on,
Okay,
you know, too many
again,
times,
yep,
right?
yep,
Because you know you can't ulti, you can't E, you can't zap, you can't do anything, right? When he
yep.
comes out, you know this is a kill for us,
Mm-hmm.
for example, and then we can't follow up, and then this is a kill too, right? This is an ulti as well. So um, this is kind of a bad habit that's preventing you from fighting better, I think, right? It's
Okay,
just
okay.
using your abilities too much, and you don't know if it's gonna be good, right? Like here, you know, the same thing. How do you know this is gonna be positive value? You have to know, 90% certain. How do you know?
Okay, I
How do
don't
you
know
exactly? You don't
because
know.
Tristana will never sidestep this way because she feels that she's gonna be follow up probably. So yeah, if there's no person in the bush, then no idea.
So what do you do instead?
Probably I should be a little bit more back and simply attacking the tower.
Right, and the big idea is not use it. Right, is
Mm-hmm.
we don't
Yeah,
use
yeah.
anything unless we know for sure. Right, so I think this is a common factor in your gameplay is that we're kind of getting negative value too many times. Right, and remember
Okay,
that our goal is only positive. Right, we don't
okay,
want average. Average is also not good. Right, zero is also not good. In order to win
okay.
solo queue, you need to have positive on everything. All right, imagine you know you're playing with a support. You know you're playing with support Braum, right, and he misses Q. What do you think?
Yeah,
You can't win because
you
he
cannot do
missed,
anything, right?
right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Every time you miss, is you cannot do anything. That's the big idea. Otherwise, imagine if you missed your abilities and you still win. This champion would be broken, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the big idea is that you always want to have good value. Okay, that's the big idea. We want to kind of go over today in terms of fighting, right? In terms of like CS and stuff, as long as you're not like 100 CS behind, I don't think it's gonna
Yep.
matter as much as this fighting ability kind of idea, right?
Yep.
Oh
More
no,
or
what's
less
going
at
on here?
uh, more or less at this point, I'm usually yeah, either equal on the CSing or actually ahead.
Hmm.
What's going on here? Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
kind of took like a scary path, right? That's kind of awkward. It's like okay, you went to see if you could help Cassidy, sure.
Yep. Exactly.
But it's fine, right? Whatever. I don't think we have to worry too much about that right now. We just need to make sure that our fighting is good. Like here, for example, let's talk about this. What's the value on our flash?
Uh, yeah. Like negative. I
Agreed,
couldn't
right?
do anything out of it.
Right. You always want to guarantee. Remember, you want to guarantee. So if the idea is flash zap is guaranteed, then okay, sure, or flash trap or anything like that. But I don't think that I don't think we didn't go for it. Right. That's not what we went for. We went for an auto attack instead. So it's kind of the big idea is making sure you're only getting good value. Right. Why is
Okay.
this so important? Because if you do this and you don't get good value, it prevents you from doing anything later until the cooldown
Yep.
is back, right? So
Makes
that's
sense.
kind of the problem, right? Remember, the amount of times we zap, no mana, can't follow up, right? It's kind of the same thing, right? Oh, now we have no flash, right? Maybe on a more bigger scale, but same thing here. Let's talk about it. Let's take a look at this, right? So
That
it's
was,
really
that was misclick.
okay.
was
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean, right? It's just if you miss, you can't do anything, right?
Yep.
So what should you do instead?
Yeah, I guess the traps here would be the better choice because I was quite close, and the speed from the crab should be okay. And yeah,
Well, what should we do instead to guarantee value?
stun and
Right.
finish.
We just auto attack, right? Until you
Yeah.
know you can get value, you don't use your abilities, right? So you don't even put traps down here, right? Because he'll walk away like he just did, right? So and then we can't zap here because he's gonna jump away, right? I think he should have jumped away, but zap here, we probably want to stun him and then zap him, right, or something like that. So that's the big idea I think we're seeing here is that we're using abilities too much and they don't do anything, right? It's having a negative impact on your gameplay. Is because now you should be able to kill this guy, right? This guy is half health, right? So if you had any kind of zap and ulti, any kind of trap and auto attack, or flash, any of these is winning, but we have none of those.
Yep.
Right, so that's kind of the problem is that we're just using abilities too much. Okay, that's the first step I think we need to look at in your gameplay, right? Yeah, you have the right idea in terms of pushing seems fine. You need to go help your team, that's fine, right? The biggest area of improvement is like, oh my god, look how much you're farming this guy, right? So we don't really have a problem with anything but fighting right now. I think it's not like we died to gank or anything, right? So we're fine on that aspect too. It's just we're kind of missing stuff. So that's the big picture. Okay, so how do we work on this? Well, you go into game and you tell yourself you're not going to use a single ability unless you know it's good value.
Okay.
Right, and you've played this game enough to know what looks good and what doesn't, right?
Yep.
Like we hit this guy with our zap is gonna be good for sure, right? Or we hit him with traps is good for sure. So here, if you use no abilities here, is this good or bad?
If I don't use any abilities,
Like
it was
what
okay because it allowed
what you
me
do?
to escape. I could not do anything because I was trying to stay outside of her ulti. And then Tristana came, so here with the abilities active, I was able to escape.
Perfect, right? You play this perfectly. There's nothing you could have done here, so you would have negative value anything you try to use, right? It'll be obvious to you if you need to use an ability. So he killed himself. It's not your fault, right?
Yeah.
You can't follow up on this, so it doesn't matter. He ultis that, you can't do anything. So the fact that you didn't use traps let you live here. Right? You just use traps here and you're good to go, right? So you play this correct. So we know that you can. We know you can do it. It's just we need to increase the consistency, to like 90%, right? You already know how to play like it. Now we just have to make sure that while we're in game, we're consciously thinking about this.
Okay.
Right? Okay. We might have the same issue as before we get hit by the snare, but it looks like we're okay. I think. Okay, it looks like we're fine. Sure, we just clear these. Oh. Oh, sidestepped. Very nice. So what was the value of her snare here?
Actually, kind of 0 because they hit me a few times, so it was like kind of a little bit of health that went down from me.
I agree. It was not positive, right? A positive would be like it hit you. And it's not negative because it still did something, right? So I agree. It's 0. Average. It was not bad. Not bad, but it could have been better, right? So So it's obvious to us that you know what looks good and what doesn't look good. So now we just have to make it, in our gameplay, right? How do you know you can hit the zap?
I don't know, but then yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So we
she
gotta save it.
sidestep and yeah.
Gotta save it. Gotta save it. Gotta save it. Right. That's the big idea, right? Something like, oh, we can go for a a random zap to see if we can slow her. Sometimes not a bad idea, but right now that I think this is just a habit we need to break.
Okay.
So we're not gonna say this is always bad, but I'm gonna say it's not always gonna be good. Most of the time, 80% of the time, zaps like that are not good, right? The reasoning for going for this kind of zap is maybe you can zap and then Braum can slow with his Q, but he already missed, so nothing you can do, right? So the way to fix it, I promise, is just do not use the ability unless you know for sure, right? Oh, this guy's a free kill. Oh my god, look at that. That was beautiful. Oh.
Yes, and we haven't seen that. That didn't happen.
Oh,
Kind of.
no.
I have no idea how. Yeah.
Right. So if you miss Zyra kill, this is why, right? It's just we have no ulti, right?
No way to follow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can't even zap this. There's too many plants and shit. So oh my god, she's actually getting away.
Yeah. Using zap.
So you see what I mean, right? Is
Yep.
we're seeing the same kind of pattern, right? Okay, so first thing I would do is take it off Smartcast. That way you're kind of deliberately using it, right? I think that always helps me at least, right? Is any kind of ulti, I don't Smartcast, right? Zap, once you like 100% value every time, then you start Smartcasting and stuff. But honestly, when I have issues with ability value, I take everything off Smartcast. So
okay, can try.
Right, that I think that might help, right? We definitely you're out farming him by 30, so you don't really have any problems in this apartment. It's just you're not kind of putting this money to good use. If we like, the money is not going to matter if you always miss. Right? It's kind of the idea. Same thing, right? You already know. We don't really have to kind of go over it, but it kind of just emphasizes the point, right? It's the same idea. It's still the same idea. So. Oh, what is this gank? Let's see. We might have a problem when it comes to getting hit by skill shots, but I don't think that's really something you have to. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on here. So what happened here?
Okay, I knew that if he hit me, I'm dead, so I just quickly escaped.
Agreed, right? He's gonna jump in, you die. So how come we walked up, right?
If I had traps, it would be a little bit easier. Although he still has this kind of
right. Traps is not really gonna do anything here, right? So, what's the big idea here? Well, what do you think the big idea here is? Looking at the map. Can you see the mini map?
Yes, I knew that the top is pushing, and I knew that the Graves was close to there. And this is actually what happened. We were trying to defend this bot tower while they took top. I actually died here taking one kill, and then you're gonna see what's happened. Because
so what's the goal here? Do you want to fight?
I don't want to fight here. I just want to keep them kind of occupied, staying on this lane.
So that's how you know that you don't want to walk up to him, is that you don't want to fight, right? You just want to wave clear. So that's the problem here, is that you should have known that you didn't want to fight, but now you're almost guaranteed to die with no HP, right? Almost guaranteed to die.
Yep. So that was the kill.
That's so. Oh my god, what is going on?
Although there was still value out of that because the top took the tower.
Okay, I promise you, you work on this one thing, you're getting out of silver. Okay. I promise you, this pure fighting idea, right? Yes, sometimes we have problems with getting hit by skill shots and stuff, but look at this. As long as you can do something like this is gonna. Even though our decision to kind of fight Cassidy didn't really make sense, he just kills himself, right? So as long as you're making sure you get value on your abilities, you're gonna win. You're gonna win fights. I promise. Right. So what was the value on these traps? What do you think?
Yeah, it was kind of positive because it was like quite high chance that the turret is gonna kill her.
Agreed.
I wasn't quite sure. It was like sometimes it can focus somebody else, but it was quite possible. And I knew where she's gonna land, so the follow up with the traps was kind of
I agree.
quick.
So it was insane. It was very good value. It was probably the best value you could get. You killed an AD carry, right? So
Yep.
that's all we want to see in your gameplay is holding on to abilities. How do you know you can hit the zap? How do we know it's good value if you shoot it here?
I don't think it would be good value because even if I would or down, go under the turret and he would simply catch some hits. So yeah, I didn't think about it right now.
If I said it was good value if you use zap here, why would I say that?
I have no idea.
So when we're talking about using skill shots, right?
Mm-hmm.
For value, to get a good value, you need two things. Okay,
Mhm.
one, you know you're gonna hit it.
Yep.
Okay, and two, if you hit it, it does something good. Right. So let's say the enemy Malphite's running at you. You use a zap, and then you hit him, and it does nothing. Right.
Mhm.
So one, we knew we were gonna hit him, and two, we didn't know it was good because if we hit him, it didn't do anything. He's just gonna ulti you anyways. Right.
Mhm.
So in this case, one, we know we can hit her. How do we know that?
Yep. Because the only path she can take is between the turret and the wall.
Perfect.
If she would go left, then she would catch more hits from Garen.
Right, perfect. She can't dodge. She's going one direction, right?
Yep.
So what's the difference between this and throwing a zap at Tristana earlier in the lane?
Yeah, because with the Tristana, she could easily get out of it or sidestep or
Right, she could go like
whatever.
8 different directions, right? So yeah, when someone's chasing or when someone's running or someone's stunned, that's how you know you can hit it. Or if you're in a bush, right? They can't see you. These are all semi-guaranteed ways, right? Almost guaranteed. And then how do we know if we hit her, it does something good?
Actually, I don't know, right? I have no idea because the damage of the zap is not much, so probably she would think about going back instead of trying to attack Garen, maybe.
Well, we would say here that your zap does good amount of damage, right? And it slows her that he can just alter, right? She'll be in ulti range from Garen, right? That's kind of how we know it's good.
Okay,
Is that,
okay.
It does decent damage. And then we kind of go for it here, right?
Yeah, and this was kind of defensive to stop them from following Garen to just help him. And then yeah, I saw what's going on.
We need to run, so we're just dead here. Oh, okay, he let you go. Nice. Okay,
yeah.
Oh, what's going on here? Same thing, right? Is if you don't know, you must hold on to it. Right, is a big idea. Right? When would I use it? Oh, maybe when they're in this spot.
Okay.
Right, they can't dodge. Or if someone got stunned, that's probably the best. Someone's getting stunned, right? How many stuns you have? You got Braum stun, you have Xerath stun, right? I would probably wait until then, right? Oh my god, he went into your traps, right?
Yep.
So if we had Zap here, I think we could kill someone, but
okay.
Same thing, right? And then your ulti cooldown. What happened to your ulti actually?
Yeah, it was. Okay, I was playing with jungler who was watching the top lane and said, "Okay, try to hit her."
Oh no! Okay, yeah. So same thing, right? Is how do you know it's good?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's it. Two things. The two things. You know you can hit her for whatever reason, and if you hit her, it does something good.
Okay.
Okay. That's the two requirements you need to know for ability value, right? So let's examine this team fight, right? If you had ulti here, let's pretend you had ulti here, right? So when do you zap? Okay, you don't zap, right? You just hold on to it.
Yeah.
When do you traps? Still don't do it, right? And then when you see something like Braum Stomp, oh, this is a trap, right? And then naturally, since it's good value, it will lead into, oh, this looks like a good ulti. Right? Something like that. This could be a good zap as well. This guy zapped, right? Anything like that. And then ulti into one of these guys is looking really good because Xerath has ulti soon. So that's how you know. How do we know we should have saved it? We're missing all these opportunities, right? That's kind of the big idea. This is an ulti too. How do you know you can hit him with ulti? He can run in one direction, right?
Yes.
So Jinx is pretty big on skill shots, you know? Oh my god, here we go. He's gonna go for it. So sad, right? So yeah, I hope you really try and only focus on this one idea because it looks like you're still doing relatively well, even though we aren't really implementing this, right? So if you can do this, I promise you, you're gonna win every single game.
Okay.
Right? At least the games where teams don't go 1-9, right? I don't know. You can't win those, but games like this where you're doing at least relatively well, you do even better. For example, right? I don't think we really have a problem with item builds. Just don't start co. Right.
Yep. That
I would
was
say
kind of one-time try, so yeah.
okay, then yeah, don't worry about that then. Something like this, if you look for this ulti, you could say something like, "Oh, she's basing, we can hit her," or one direction, right? But if you don't know, always hold on to it, right? So
Okay.
I would agree with you not to use it there, because there's too many variables, right? Maybe if they're running away or chasing, you could say, "Yeah, okay, this is a good push, right? This is a great."
And
push.
I also knew that there were like 5 of them around the Baron, so I
Right,
could
agree.
easily. And then this
Oh,
happened.
oh,
Yeah, I have
you're just dead
no
here.
way of escaping.
Right.
Actually,
So
I think I was able to live it through, although I don't know because then he stepped into. No, okay.
no, you're just dead. So, what should you do here instead?
I probably pushed the lane too much, and I probably should go simply base and buy items because there is not much to do in the any of the jungles. So or either just after killing the go to the mid lane.
So here are your options. Okay, you take the tower and run. That's one option, right? Here you can stay and do what? Fight him and put traps on yourself. And then when he jumps on you, you flash over the wall, right, to Braum, right? That's another option. And then the last is you can just die and not use your flash, right? But dying using your flash is kind of awkward, right? But honestly, I wouldn't worry about this, as I would not focus on this, right? Well, you're gonna have to worry about this eventually, but I would not focus on this for now, right? The big idea, big picture.
Okay.
What's the big picture?
Save the skill shots.
Yes,
For 100%
save
usage and
all
value
your
out of it.
abilities. Perfect, right? That's the only thing we care about, right? Anything like, oh, you're gonna go get, push out waves, you're gonna go farm. All this is very good, right? Oh, what happened here? Oh, this guy's jumping on you. Oh, baby, yo, what? What is this Graves damage? What is the Graves value on his Q?
3, I would say. Right?
It was very positive, right? It hit both ends. So that's how he one-shot this guy. It's just he hit everything, right? That's the big idea. Oh, this ulti could be good. Wait, what happened here? Oh, you cast too soon, right?
Yeah.
So that's also same idea, right? Is always hold on to it. I promise you. I would rather have you die and not use it than use it and then nothing happens, because if you use it and nothing happens, it's still building a bad habit. Right? And not using it is building a good habit. Wow, I accidentally turned on the sound. Okay, you guys are pushing, sure.
Yep.
And then push mid, sure. And then wait, hold on, what happened here? Okay, your team is pinging you. You did the right thing. You're not gonna.
I didn't want.
They're being dumb
because I knew that 2 of us are dead.
They're being dumb. You're correct here. I don't know why they're pinging you, but they're.
I could not do anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what this guy's pinging you for, but They suicided in their base. I don't know. I don't know what they want. You did the right thing, right? Don't stay in the base with them. That doesn't make any sense. You guys are all gonna get reset on. So, okay. There is something wrong with this going for red, right? Because Cassian's here. Okay, this is a problem, I think, because it's happened too many times this game. So, what do you do after you push out a wave?
Either try another wave, either go to take another objective or farm.
So what if they have a Rengar? Or a Talon, or a Kha'Zix?
Yeah, I would never be here.
Or a Kassadin, right? Same thing, right?
Yes,
so,
and Kassadin, yeah.
If you don't know where they are, just ward and run, okay? That's the big idea. The game is different when there are assassins in the game. Because assassins win by doing what? They have to kill someone. So what if they go 45 minutes without killing anyone?
Yeah, his value is null at this point.
Yeah, they lose, right? You just two-shot them and then it's over, right? So the big idea here is you can't do as much, but the upside is that you're scaling. You're scaling really well. So you don't want to go by yourself, right? Don't go anywhere where they could be, right? This is kind of the big picture. because you know the reason why we kind of have to talk about it is because let's say you do this. How do you get good value out of your abilities?
I guess I even cannot kill him. Yeah, either
Impossible,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The reason why we have to talk about it is because you're kind of putting yourself in a spot where you cannot win no matter what you do, right? If I somehow if I was in your place at this instant, I'm still losing. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you are mechanically. How do you stop him from pressing all his buttons? Right.
Yes.
You can't, right? It's impossible. You need something like Flash or something, right? And even then, he can still win. So, one thing we're gonna say is also after you push, you need to ask yourself, you know, where are they and are they coming for me, right? You know, they're always coming for you. Oh, okay. What happened to this ulti? We know it's not gonna hit. How do we know? The instant you fired it here, we knew it was not gonna hit.
I was hoping that it will damage them enough to let Graves live.
Right. But it also kind of doesn't.
Somehow.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense, right? Okay, one is like it may hit, but even if it hits, it's not gonna do anything. Right? It's the big idea. Like, how do we know before it happens? It's just we've kind of seen it before. Actually, almost does it.
It
right?
was kind of.
It's kind of close, right? But it doesn't kind of logically make sense, right? You would not bet on this, right? Would you bet on this in a casino?
Yeah, no.
I would not bet on this, right? I'll be like, you were gonna bet $1,000. I'll be like, no, thanks, dude. I'll wait until a better chance, right? So, if we need it in the next like minute, which we do, then we have a problem, right? That's the issue. The only time this is okay is you do not need it for the whole time the cooldown is gone, right? And that's very rare, right? So that's why we just never use it like that, right? Because those kind of opportunities, those opportunities will always be around. Okay. And then you guys have to back off because you know you don't have a jungler or whatever. I don't know, but people are missing. Sure, leave after that. I think that's fine. Okay, so in terms of we're dying here. Oh, okay, we're not dying here. Okay, we just killed them easy. Not bad, not bad. We can talk about this in terms of let's see. Oh, what was the value on this zap? What do you think?
I actually hit him or not?
You did hit him.
Okay. So yeah, but it was still not positive. It didn't do much.
I would say even though it was a very good animation cancel, you would say it's average.
Okay.
Right? Because his zap is less value on him than it is on Fiora, right? But the fact that you got to do something while you were stunned or knocked up is very good. Right? So we'd say that's very good, right? And apparently, obviously, it was good enough to slow him, finish him off, whatever, right? So not bad at all, right? That's the kind of stuff we want. Right? This is the kind of stuff we're looking for, right? Okay, team died. You gotta run, sure. Pushing mid, sure. Yep, take all their jungle. Okay, we definitely have no problems farming, right? Oh my god, you're gonna kill this guy. Oh, you can kill this guy. Wait, you can.
And this is probably the place where the decision making in the late game.
Okay, yeah.
The way, because I don't know if I can actually win 1v2 with them.
Right. So when we get to this stage of the game,
defensive, right? It's trying kind of defensive, being safe, not dying instead of.
Right. Yeah. When you kind of have like 3 items, you want to be. If you're not sure what to do, you want to push out the waves and stay near your team. Okay. So what part of this is not quite exactly what we said?
My team is top, and the waves are pushed. I could probably push the mid like pretty fast.
Right. So we already pushed this out. There's no need to be here.
Okay.
Right. And then of course, be near your team. We're not near our team. Right. So something like go mid, push, get red would be a better option. Right. I would say. Oh no! Wait, we actually die here. Oh no!
I think. Yeah.
Oh, same thing, right? With the zap, right? Is that what was the value on zap?
Negative, because it went onto the plants.
It was actually super negative because we wasted it and it stopped us from auto attacking. Yep. So you actually had a chance here if you like critter 3 times or something, but No chance if we use a zap, right? So I think we're seeing a common pattern. Two big themes. Okay, one is ability value, and number two is we're kind of putting ourselves in spots where we can't win, right? So easiest one to fix is ability value. Don't use abilities. It's easiest. Don't use it unless you know for sure. How do you know for sure? It'll be mega obvious. Like, how many games of Jinx have you played? You'll know, right? You will know for sure, right? When it's good or not. And if you don't know, then you just gotta keep playing more, right? Or watch replays of people playing Jinx, right?
Okay.
And then the second thing is, how do we put ourselves in a spot where we can't win? The best way to do it is, I think, the only time you're being punished right now is you push and then you keep pushing or something, right? Yep. You like push and then you go into their territory without your team. So all you got to do is never do that for now, right? We'll just say don't do that. You just push, ward the closest thing and run. Okay, that's what we care about, right? And if fight happens, you go help. But the first thing we want to fix is this, right? How do we know this ulti is good?
Because the Baron is kind of tanking right now, and if you know that they probably will have a problem killing it, so I will prevent them from taking it, or at least delay it.
So is this positive value, average value, negative value?
Positive.
It doesn't really do anything, right?
Well, yeah, but from the other point of view, they... Yeah, okay, you're right.
It's like, what else can ulti be used for? What do you think?
I could simply wait with the ult for them to be lower, or try to steal the Baron somehow.
Agreed. Okay. If they're lower, it's even better, right? So waiting is always better. And then what else? How about in this team fight that's about to happen?
Yeah, it would be game-changing ulti if I had it.
Agreed. Literally game changing, because you're gonna win if you kill them all, right? So that's the big idea. Is same thing. Is just we can't use it. Okay. We're so dying here. Oh my god, we're okay.
We are not. this
is baby, you just hit the closest guy and you're winning. Oh my god. Exactly. Oh, easy. She jumped in. Oh, he's dead too. Very nice. Oh, these zaps. That was such a good zap, right? Remember, like we said, used it while you're knocked up. So being able to use an ability while you're CC'd is very good, right? That's insane. That's like really good value, right? And you hit him, so even better. But yeah, you play this fight very well. Oh, you're gonna die to Cassidy if you're not careful. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Right. It's like how did I know? How did I know Cassidy's coming?
You usually say that if you don't see them,
right?
Think that they are somehow on you.
Right. I thought he was right here, right in this one.
Okay.
So, but it's close enough, right? He's gonna flash on you. You're gonna die if you're not careful. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can auto attack. Oh, you're just dead, right? So, not much you can do there. We won't really talk about this, but this is just a product of what happened earlier. Right. He got so strong because we did this before, and he got the money off it, right? So, you don't really have to worry about that for now. Just focus on this ability value, okay? And if you don't know where they are, be super paranoid. Oh no. Same thing, right? Same thing. It's always going to be the same thing when it comes to using abilities, right? You always have to wait. Always.
Okay.
That's what I want you to think. And Jinx is especially hard because you have like 3 skill shots, right? You're down to Cassidy because we just saw it, but
yes,
it's the same thing. This is kind of the same thing, right? It's good because you really only have 2 areas of improvement to work on.
Okay.
Right. So less homework. Just oh my god. What would I say about this though? It was really good, but what would I say about this?
It was kind of luck. A lot of luck.
I would agree. It's a lot of luck. So what do you do? What do you do instead?
Sometimes I'm using the ulti in situations like this just because there's a lot of hustle, a lot of enemies, and quite chance for hitting somebody. And when I was casting it, they were already kind of low.
Whoa.
So there was kind of good chance to hitting somebody.
In this picture, when can you ulti like this? If one can you ulti if one person is low, and the rest are full HP?
Yeah, that would not be great value out of it.
What
right?
about
Because
what about two people are low and one
if
person's
two
full
of them
HP?
are low, that would be much better.
What if all three are low?
Yeah, then it's like kind of
That's
win.
that's almost guaranteed, right? You know that if it hits someone, they're dying, right? So what should you do? You wait even longer. Look at the Zyra, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
wait until now, right, to throw it into this line, then you
Mm-hmm.
know it's guaranteed to be good. For example,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's how you know is you wait onto it, right? That's basically the real answer is you always got to hold on to it. Even now, you shoot
Okay.
it in this direction, bam, that's a kill too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything like that. But now we can't really catch up, right? There's no way. So,
Yep.
oh no, he ran you down. You can auto him, I think, and get away. Oh, goodbye. Okay, this is just unfortunate, but that's Cassidy, right? Honestly, I don't think we should talk about these Cassidy deaths, but the
Okay.
kind of it's kind of hard to say, oh, you should turn around and hit this guy because mechanics aren't easy to kind of
Mm-hmm.
practice, right? So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Something like this is something we should worry about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening here?
I was hoping that Garen's gonna do something, although he didn't.
Well,
I was trying to
if I said you could kill them
say.
by yourself, how do you do it?
Uh, yeah, by myself, I probably. Yeah, I have no chance of doing that.
Wait, okay, so if you're playing Zyra in
Mm-hmm.
this situation and you see Jinx running at you, what are you gonna do?
Stun her, simply, and then yeah.
So as Jinx, what do you do here?
Uh, I should probably try to not get caught by
Right. So
stun,
how do you do that? You have two options.
sidestep, or flash.
Agreed. So what you do is auto attack and run sideways, right? Or you can
Mm-hmm.
auto attack and then flash, but either one you're winning 1v2
Okay.
with just auto attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem here is kind of in a fight when you hit the closest guy, not only are you looking for good value, but you're also looking to not get caught.
Uh-huh.
Right. Let's say this is a blitzcrank. Can you auto him?
No.
Right.
Because
you have
it's
to
kind
flash
of.
it. Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. He's gonna turn around and hook you. Right. So
Yep.
you have to wait until he doesn't have it, or you can dodge it for whatever reason. Right. So it's the same thing. Zyra snare is the same as blitz hook. You're dying either way. Right.
Mm-hmm.
To an extent, it's also Cassidy, right? But Cassidy is
Mm-hmm.
more of a point and click kind of idea
Mhm.
going on. Let's see. Oh my god, he's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh my! What is the value of these traps?
It saved me. It
So,
simply saved me, although kind of
what is the value? What do you think?
positive.
Agreed. Positive. Very good. Right. So, those are the kind of things we're looking. We actually killed him with it. You see this, right?
Mhm.
He actually ended up
Yeah,
dying to
yeah,
cat
yeah.
to Zera, right? So, small changes in the way you use your abilities can, have big impact on the game, right?
Okay.
Wait, how come you guys can just end the game right now?
I have no idea why we decided to make a dragon.
Oh no. I think you should help him with dragon here, but
And
it
they
should be
went
okay.
kind of okay. Well, actually, they went 3v5,
Well,
winning it, which was even stranger.
you should go help, right? How come?
Okay.
How do we know?
I wanted to stop the bot from pushing even further because it was, if I would not go there, then still somebody would need to go back.
So
Because it was kind of
which is better, clearing bot wave or fighting for Elder Dragon?
to
And
be
how do you know?
honest, I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
So
Yeah.
here are some general rules in terms
Mhm.
of what you should be doing. So
Okay.
if the team is doing something and you can
Mhm.
help, right? You go help. So
Okay.
in this case, team wants to do Elder Dragon. How do you know you can help?
Because I know two of them are dead. Two of the enemies are dead, so it's kind of, if I'm here, I will help to finish it faster, and I'm a
Agreed.
AD carry, so I make most of the damage here.
Right, perfect. Right, you know that since they have 2 dead, they can't stop you, and if you're there, you kill it really fast. Right. So what's gonna happen is if you help this Elder Dragon, and you guys push mid, if bot becomes a problem, who goes bot? Garen, right? He's gonna
Yeah,
TP back, right?
yeah.
Or maybe you might have to end up going bot, but you guys will have gotten dragon. So this bot wave is not going anywhere.
Okay, so
Right? It's not. It's
situations
only
like
because
this delay
right.
the clearing of the lane, and okay.
The only
Would you?
time you do this is if they're taking your nexus. Right. Then
Okay,
you say, "Oh, we can't do Elder, guys. We gotta fix this." Right. But in this example, you got a lot of time left. You got like a minute left before they start
okay,
hitting your towers. So, you guys could have won the game if you
okay,
kind of with your team here. But
okay. Would it be the same with, for example, team fight? Yeah, if it's kind of 5v4, just go and help the team.
right. You always need to. So let's say if your team started a 2v5, can you help?
No.
Agreed. So then you do something else because it's doomed. It's doomed. You need a reason
Okay.
to win. So 2v5, and let's say they can't insta kill someone. It's not winning, right? How do we know? In terms of ability value, we already talked about this.
Yeah.
But it's
It was
same
again
kind of idea, right?
yeah. It hit, but there was no guarantee.
Right. So you guys are all dead here, I think. So I
Yeah.
think you should be with your team in the later stages of the game. Okay.
Okay.
This is what you need to do. Is the band-aid fix is just push. See this middle area, right? Just push and sit at your tower and wait for your team, and then you go help. Okay. I think we're making some kind of weird choices after we push, right? We keep going deeper, or we went back to save the wave or something like that. The simple fix is just as long as you can push this, you're winning the game.
Okay.
That's what you should think, because you're getting money, right? As long as you can push the middle wave or the side wave past the river, you're winning, right? And then you go help your team. So in this example would be like let's say back it up. Here we push mid, right? And then go help the team. Perfect. Right, it would fix this section of the game. Same with when we checked the enemy red when Kassadin killed us. We just push and wait for our team. Right, you let them go first. Right, it'll solve pretty much all the problems we've kind of seen so far that weren't ability value based. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think those 2 areas I think are the most impactful for these kind of games.
Okay.
What's going on here? Oh, this looks like a good ulti. Wait, what happened to our ulti? Oh, okay, we already used it. I see. And then, we're killing someone here for sure. Oh, very nice. Yep. Sure. And then we gotta save Nexus. Okay, I think that's fine. Oh no, you killed Braum. This guy's on fire. Unfortunate, but basically the stuff that happened earlier is the more important stuff of the game, I think. The rest of this is kind of like team fighting, right? Don't die and hit the closest guy and you automatically win, right? Let's see what's going on here. Okay, they got Baron. You're just clearing. Oh, same thing here, right? But we could have gotten the Tristana here if we had waited. I would say if you didn't immediately ulti off the stun, which you could not have known, you should wait. Right? If you wait here, you're gonna kill her. But I think we just hit Kane, so I didn't really do anything. We landed all our ults. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, what was the value on the Zyra ulti? What do you think?
It saved both of them, so kind of positive, right?
Agreed. It hit you too.
Chase her.
Look how much damage it did, right? So landing abilities is always gonna be good. Like, oh my god, it's actually killing you, right? So that's how you can kind of tell. Good / bad is what was the impact of them using the ability, right? What's going on here? Same, you already kind of know, but using Zap here doesn't make sense, right? You need to wait. Or you have to be out of vision. And oh my god, she stepped on the traps. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, let's try. Okay, killing Kane here. You can kill Tristani here because you got the passive going. Oh, she's dead, right? Okay, nice. Sure. Okay, I still wouldn't worry about Kassadin, but this is just the idea of you have to stay away from these champs, right?
Okay.
There's honestly not as much you can do against Kassadin as Jinx, unless you outdamage him for whatever reason. So, what would be good value on your traps here?
I would stop him and guarantee a kill.
Hmm. Who would you use it on? This is a really good ulti, right?
Uh, I think it would be better to use it on Fiora. But she was
Right.
resurrecting, so it was kind of guarantee hit.
Agreed. But you not using anything is still good, right? Look at you auto attacking,
Mm-hmm.
right? Using
Yep.
abilities would have prevented you from auto attacking, so it's
Mm-hmm.
still good. Still good decision, right? That's all we care about is something good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think you guys are gonna end up losing because we can't deal with Kassadin, but
Yep. Yep.
um, I think we saw the important stuff though, right? Don't worry about the
Mm-hmm.
Kassadin and assassin kind of idea, right? We
Mm-hmm.
really gonna care about the ability value idea and making sure we're not getting caught, right? Let's take a quick look at another one. How about that?
If you reload the page, I guess there is another one up on top. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yep.
take a look. So I think laning is gonna be very similar in terms of the last game, right? Let's see if we can kind of get the mid game section going. So we talked about ability value, right? And that's always gonna be relevant no matter what stage the
Okay.
game is in. So in the mid game, what we talked about was you just want to push and wait at your tower,
Mm-hmm.
right? To prevent us from kind of getting caught, right? So here's the example, right? It's push and then help your team.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to go help our team here in this example.
Okay,
Okay, and then
they
they
were
didn't.
no, they were going. They were
Right. And then they weren't doing
yeah.
anything, so we're good to go.
Yep.
Right. That's the big idea. That's the mindset you should have though is push this current wave, and help our team after. Right. So what's going on here? Oh, sick ulti. Oh my god.
Yep.
How do we know this is gonna be good?
Because she simply cannot run anywhere else. The only way to save her would be to hide, behind.
Right.
But
So we know it's gonna hit for whatever reason. She's slow. She's running one direction, and if you hit her, it's gonna be good.
Yep.
So that's how we knew before you use your ulti it was gonna be good, right? Okay, and then you gotta go bot, sure. Recalling, I think, sure. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, these traps were disgusting, right? So as you can see, as long as you're landing good value, you're always gonna win. I promise. Okay, good value will win you games by itself, right? What is this guy doing? Oh, okay, interesting. This guy has a death wish. He's so far up. Something like traps here would be a good value, but oh, we don't really have to look for that. You just gotta. Oh, okay, nice try. You could say he flashed, so I think it was a good try. But even holding on in that case would be good. But something like that is like, oh, okay, acceptable. It's like acceptable for now. If they flash out of it, okay. So you had a good look there. Yes, you want a word, but this might be scary, right? I think you're going a little too deep, but whatever.
Yeah, I wanted to have a deeper word just to make sure that if somebody goes that way, I have a time to simply escape.
Oh, not like this. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
But this is good. What we're saying here is what we want is you push, go help your team, right? So this is exactly what we want. It's just the ability part is making it kind of weird, right? We don't get Master Yi because of it. I'm pretty sure, right? He's gonna walk away, so we don't have Zap, so we can't really do anything here either. Fast forward. Clearing this stuff, sure. And Scuttle, sure. And then maybe you guys want to go back bot. Okay, that's good. I think that's fine. Fast forward. Back to mid. Oh, okay, Master Yi is here. So you want to trap, right? Oh. Okay. If you guys die, why? Tell me.
Why we died here?
Right, let's watch this again.
Because he's already fed, I guess, and he was kind of.
You can win this, right?
Maybe with ulti.
Based on what we talked about today.
What
would you do differently?
I don't know. Maybe wait with the traps a little bit longer, or trap myself to when he arrives after his Q to be caught.
Right. So you guarantee traps, right? 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
you put it on top of yourself and you win,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what part of this did we not do?
Yeah, I've missed the traps, so
Right. Missing is one. So this automatic loss, and then we missed another one too. So it definitely can't win anymore, right? Is
mm-hmm.
that you're missing something, you're already losing, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
Soraka even got a silence, but it was just not enough, right? So
Mm-hmm.
big idea is you need to guarantee it somehow.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise you're just gonna lose the fight, so you shouldn't fight,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
So
something like
here, if I'm not sure that I can guarantee those kill shots, would be better to simply fall back to the mid.
yes, if you
And
cannot guarantee traps on this guy, you guys are dying, right?
okay.
So you either trap yourself and you hit him, or you leave, right? But
Mm-hmm.
in any case, you're always holding on to traps, right? You're always holding on to the ability until you know you can get good value, right? It's the big picture. Um, so that's what we mean by, we would rather have you not use it and die than
Mm-hmm.
use it and
Mm-hmm.
die, because this one's building the bad habit, right? Or it's kind of
Okay.
reinforcing the bad habit. So make sure you're not using it unless you can reason it out, okay? Unless you can say, oh, this is good because XYZ, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be really good for it to be good, okay? All right, what's going on here? This game looks like Master Yi is getting out of control. Oh, okay, nice try on the zap.
Yeah.
I think it was a really good value. She just flashed, right? So for now, we'll say don't worry about flashes and stuff. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is just oh no, he's gonna die, so it could be okay. Well, we'll say that's fine, but why do we die here? What's the idea?
I guess fighting to the 3,
Yep,
4
there's just
even.
more people, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you do. You're basically losing, right? So
Yep.
what do you do instead? You just gotta go back to your tower, right?
Yep.
We don't worry about this as much, but it's still relevant, right? The mid game kind of idea of making sure you're not in a spot where you can't win, right? It's always looking at the map,
Mm-hmm.
right? Always looking at the map. So you guys push this out. Okay, very good. I don't know if you want to hit this, but okay, they're all mid.
Watching minimap, they were mid, no bad.
Okay, that's not bad then. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, that's
And
why.
then
That's
this
why.
happened.
Right.
Yes.
That's why. Right. But
Yeah.
honestly, you say this is worth.
Yep.
Because you got a tower, right? I'll say that's worth. So, that's fine. We'll say that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And then this guy's dying. Vi landed everything, right? So we know he's gonna win. So it's kind of a big idea. I think that was a nice try on your ulti.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of example is not bad. Oh, what's going on here? How can you guarantee traps on this?
Just place them underneath, because it was kind of, if he don't cancel his TP, then it's guarantee hit. Although I still stayed with them because I didn't. Yeah, I kind of thought that I wouldn't be able to do much damage to him.
Right. So the idea here is, of course, when he teleports, he's gonna show up between him and his nexus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to trap this part,
Mm-hmm.
and then the idea of, oh, I'm not sure if I can hit him. You're only trying to delay him from helping
Okay.
his team. So
Okay.
traps like this would be good. We would say. And then we go here, and then this okay, I think that's fine. You guys are just hitting this guy, very nice, and everything's good, nice. Okay, you're going to help a team. Okay, nice try on the zap, right? The idea is he's going to come out after he Qs. I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
You'd say that's semi-guaranteed, right? So good idea. Okay, this queen is coming in, so you're gonna nice try on the traps. Oh, okay, nice try on the zap as well. So this game, we're already seeing the ability value being a lot better, but it's still have a ways to go, right? It's still the same idea. Okay, going top. There's a fight going on. I don't. Oh, okay. I'll say that's worth, because he was dying, right? So that's not bad. Okay, we're dying here. You need to trap yourself, right? Oh, okay. That's the problem. We didn't trap ourselves. So I think we have a problem against these kind of champions that run out and solo you. Right. So what's the idea here? It's just, he's coming for you. What direction should you run? Maybe you should, put traps down and then flash.
Mm-hmm.
right? He cues you, you put traps down, and then you flash and you're out.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
that's some kind of like, what's your plan when they come out for you, right?
Run, or if I can stay and think I can win, then only then fight.
All right.
But
Honestly,
here,
it's less of a. We're just gonna say work on this ability value for now.
Mhm,
Okay, that's
okay,
like the big
okay,
idea
okay.
here, right? Because it still ties in with this, idea of they're coming for you. How do you get good traps, right?
Yeah.
See, same thing in this example, right? Or you want to put it on top of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though he came out of brand, how do you know this is not gonna work?
To be honest, he used his Q on brand, I
Right,
guess.
right. But
So
even
it
then,
should work.
but it doesn't. Why?
Not sure.
So if he cues brand and you put traps
Uh-huh.
on top, he's just gonna
Uh-huh.
run at you, right? What do you do?
I should put the traps between him and me.
Right. Even then, I'll put it on top of yourself, right? Because he has
Okay,
flash as
okay.
well, right? So the idea is that this trap is not gonna arm in time.
Okay.
So that's how we know that you would not bet on this. I would not bet on this because I know that
Mhm.
Matthew is just gonna run right. He's gonna run right past, right? So.
Okay, so does that make sense? So with any kind of assassins like E or before
Right.
that Cassadin putting
Right.
traps on myself
Exactly.
whenever I see them chasing me?
On top of yourself is very good, right? Anything like melee killer, right? Camille,
Mhm.
Kha'Zix, Rengar. What else kills you nowadays? Like Katarina, I don't know. And all these
Zed,
champions,
yeah.
just trap yourself is better, right? Trap
Okay.
yourself and then kite, because he just ran past it, right? So
But then should I wait for any particular moment to do that, or just yeah, I see the danger, like not thinking, trapping myself, running?
it's if you say if I don't trap, I'm dying. That's when you need
Mhm.
to trap,
Okay.
right? That's basically kind of how you figure it out because Jinx traps are really hard to use.
Yeah, but
Right.
particular moment, I mean, in terms of waiting for them, kind of, yeah, do it without much thinking.
Um, it's like wait. You always have to wait, right? Like
Mhm.
I would say okay. First is what are you trying to target? Oh, we're trying to target Master Yi hitting us, and then oh,
Mhm.
how do we guarantee it? Put it on top of ourselves. It's kind of the thinking, right? Maybe you're
Okay,
saying something like, "Oh, against Tristana, I'm going to use it right before she jumps, so she jumps
Mhm.
into it." Something like that. As
Mhm.
long as you have a
Mhm.
plan, it should work,
Mhm.
right? So the reason why we know these traps aren't good is because how do you know someone's gonna step on it, right? It's not
They
really
were kind of defensive traps, so they don't follow us.
right. So then, if you wanted to say something like that, then maybe over here would be better
Mhm.
because some of
Mhm.
your traps are in the wall, right? And then even then, Messi just walks up past the traps,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of the same idea. Oh, he's gonna take over the game, isn't he?
Yep.
So I would say this game is still got some ability value problems, and at the same time we have some kind of the enemy champion runs at us and we don't know what to do,
Mhm.
right? So something like trap yourself would
Mhm.
be really good, or pretend they're always coming for you. Like in these examples, he's behind, right? Because he is behind you, right? He's always coming from
Mhm.
behind. So um, you always have to kind of plan for that, right? Oh my god, we actually killed Galio.
Yeah.
Oh, Garen ulti. Oh, so
Yeah.
sick. So yeah, those are the kind of two big areas I think you should work on. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
One, save your abilities. I promise. It's always gonna be better if you wait. Waiting is always better than not waiting. Have you ever missed an opportunity for using your abilities in the last two games we watched? Like, were you ever too late? Were you ever too late?
No, I guess most cases it was they were on a cool.
I agree. You're always too early,
Yep.
right? So how do we fix it? Go to the extreme. We would rather you be too late. I would
Mhm.
rather
Mhm.
you say, "Oh, I could have ultied him," instead of
Okay.
you wasting ulti. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Second thing is, when it comes to when we see these random deaths, I think it's mostly you're kind of overextended or kind of isolated, right?
Mhm.
So how do we fix this? Okay, mid game, you're doing good in terms of push, go help your team.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, and then the second part of that is look at the map. Okay, after you
Mhm.
push, look at the map and say, where are these people that can kill me? And if you don't know where they are, they're coming for you.
Okay.
I think these two things will help you the most because now, if you know that you trap yourself will give you a good value against Yi, then you say, oh, we
Mm-hmm.
push this out. Look at the map. Yi is over here. We're gonna walk through. He comes out. I trap myself. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the basic idea that I think you should work on. Okay.
Still one question with the traps.
Uh huh.
If they hit, then run or attack, because it's kind of they're gonna stun him for like 2 seconds, 2.5
Right.
seconds, I
So
guess. Then
the question is, can you win? How do you know if
yeah.
you can win?
Uh, well, I don't like. I would need to have item advantages on over an assassin attacking me or anybody attacking me, or I would need to have somebody close to heal me or to support me in killing.
All right. So the basic rules of team fighting is, number one is stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you trap Master Yi and Kassadin is right next to you, can you hit Master Yi?
Like Kassadin on my side.
No, Kassadin on the enemy team.
No. I have
Right.
to
You're
escape
you're
because
dying. Right.
it's like
Yeah.
1v2, so no
Right.
chance.
Right. You're dying. So number one is stay safe. If you can't hit
Okay.
them without dying, don't do it. Right. Same
Okay.
thing if they have like a Malphite, he's gonna ulti you. Right. The second thing is, if you are safe, hit the closest guy. So it might not be the trapped guy, right? It might be someone else. And then the third thing is, if you can see an alternative play that's not hit the
Okay.
closest guy, it has to work. Like let's say for
Okay.
example, Malphite's closer, but the trapped guy is Tristana, so you can two-shot Tristana, and then you can kill Malphite. Then that would be a good play, right? But the big idea is kind of, the question, oh, if I trap someone, should I hit them? One, are you safe? And two, is he the closest guy? And then from there, you're good to go, right? If they have more people, for example, maybe you just want to run because you're not winning, right? Depends on how good the value of your traps were. So that's what I would say.
Okay. One last questions with AD carries in terms of easier than Jinx. I tried Tristana, but it's kind of it's not get into the way I'm trying to play the well with Tristana, sadly. Although besides Tristana and Jinx, I'm not playing any others. I know Jhin is kind of difficult because of his 4 shots and needing to calculate it all the time.
You want to know the best champion for you is?
Mm-hmm.
Ashe.
Okay.
Why would I say that? What do you think?
I guess because I don't remember like the names of the abilities. So in the range, it's kind of if I'm chasing or I have a clear shot, it's guaranteed hit.
So in terms of ability
With
value,
her ulti, it's similar to Jinx, so it's kind of so it's the thing I already using and I already know.
right?
And I don't know the other two abilities of Ashe. Never played her to be honest.
Well, Ashe is really good for you, I think, because her E can reveal the map, right? So you're like, oh, where's Master Yi, right? You can throw your hawk shot, and then the other part is the only ability you have to worry about is your ulti. So all you're looking for is good ulti ability value, right? All you're looking for is good value. So I think Ashe is much better for you than Jinx.
Okay.
So I would say try that out, right? I think that'll help a lot. So yeah, it definitely teaches you ability value, and if you have problems with people coming out of Fog of War, your hawkshot should help with that. So.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yep, sounds good. Right, thank you.
All right, cool. If you have any other questions later, feel free to message me on Discord. Other than that, I would say I would highly recommend. If I were you, I'd work on the ability value stuff and the if you don't know where they are after you push, look at the map and ask yourself where are they, right? These two things, these two things in combination will help you the most, right? First, so how do you work on it in game? Don't use your abilities unless you know 100%. Unless you would bet on it.
Okay, makes sense.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right, cool. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I hope you can do well. Definitely try out Ashe. I think she'll help you a lot. So.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much then, and see you next time.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thank you. You too. Bye bye.